Alright, welcome back with Rage Nation. We've got another Season 4 matchup. This is Hunters versus Falconers. I'm playing the Falconers. This is Chris. And our buddy, the Mountain Man John, is playing his famous Hunters that are so well...
I love how he's putting those cards out when we can't see them.
Dialed in.
This is where I'm yelling at you guys. I'm like, guys, can't see the fucking cards.
Yeah, don't give a shit.
We're going to find a better way to do that, promise. I think what I'm going to do is I'll take some quick notes and write down which cards you guys had next time. So yeah, you're just playing the Falconers 6 over here. You're not doing any special Hunters with this?
Yeah, well, I intentionally chose that because I didn't want to... I wanted people to be able to see as many different players as possible, and I know you guys picked all the Hunters in your game, so I figured I would just pick straight Falconers, and that way people could get familiar with those models a little bit more.
Yep. You guys tied, yeah. Or no, you actually won.
I won in your face.
Because you get the +1.
Yep. And guess what? I forgot about that when I rolled it. Somebody had to remind me.
I think I did.
Okay.
And I love your because you're just like, should I kick or receive?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to do. He's got Scotha out there, so I'm like thinking that if I receive, Scotha's a threat automatically.
Yeah, so John has Scotha, Vethern, Chaska, Zorola, Ulfer, and Fahad?
So we drafted here, but I mean, I picked the straight 6.
I mean, I think he already has his pick too. Yeah, so he's got Chaska. He does a little pew-pew there. Pew-pew-pew! He's got Ulfer. Ulfer is such a beast in this new season.
I love how after he played you, he's like, I'm definitely taking Ulfer in this game.
Let's see here. Who's that he picked there? Standing up. That might be... I think that's Zorola. I think that's a limited edition Zorola model. And then... his last pick is Vet Minx.
Ah, shit.
So, your favorite. I think he did that just to troll you.
I know. He's a dick.
You're like, I hate this stupid model. So yeah, the only thing that's really changed for the Falconers is Icarus. Icarus now can put out a Harrier marker. So you have potentially 4 Harriers out there.
Yep.
Pretty solid.
Which I thought was kind of a neat idea and a neat way to play or focus in this game.
Yeah.
So what I'm focused on is I learned my lesson in a game with Pete. I brought Divana up too far, so in this game, basically, I'm trying not to overextend Divana. That's all I'm trying to work on in this game as far as new technique.
And I think you definitely did a better job with that in this game. I think you were way more effective with her in this game, for sure. And they're a lot of fun to play. Like, the Falconers, I played them a bunch, and it seems like you're having a pretty good time with them, too.
Yeah, I think they're a lot of fun. I think that those Harrier markers are just a really cool dynamic, and I think that they have a little bit more variety than I originally thought they were going to have. So here I'm just trying to... This is literally my 3rd or 4th game with the Falconers. I think my 4th. So I'm trying to figure it out as I go.
And I think I forgot to mention that this is just a Patreons only video. So this one's just specifically for the Patreons. Nobody else is going to be able to see this video, so... just a nice little thank you for the Patreons for supporting the podcast and the video channel as well.
Yeah, thanks guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Chief. Not Matt. Apparently I can't call him Matt.
At his home shop, the owner of the shop corrects people if they call him Matt.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
So this is interesting because just Scotha's kicking off, so John's really going to showcase how aggressive you can be with this model.
So, I want to bring up one more thing here with the positioning. I intentionally put Icarus and Felsia, behind these barriers so that I could then fly them over them. And they didn't affect me, but they did affect line of sight for him.
Yeah. Alright, so... okay. John got a pretty good scatter there. That's pretty decent. Alright, so what's kind of your game plan when you're setting up here, Chris? What are you trying to do this turn?
Learn my models. and and then...
so you're just kind of winging it.
Well, I'm thinking, okay, I got to get this ball out of there. I see where he's stacked, so I'm like, how can I...
swing it right?
Swing it over to my right and at the same time set up future attacks with Divana. So I told you at the beginning I was trying not to overextend her, but we'll see what I do here and how I try to adjust this.
So you got Matagi on the bottom. If it was me, that's probably where I'd go to get the ball. I don't know if that's the first model you're going to activate.
I believe that is the first model that I activate here. So, Yeah, my thought process with Matagi is he can just cover the most ground because he's got the most movement there. So
he's got a 2-8 kick, too.
Yeah, and he's got a good kick. So I'm looking at... I guess my game plan here is I want to swing the ball over to the right and possibly get it to Icarus where he can score more easily, maybe in turn 2, and then set up the other model so as you bring stuff up, I can hopefully kill it.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting here for probably like a 1-4 game or a 2-2 game here. I'm not trying to only score, and I'm not trying to only
I think that's smart. So it looks like you got a nice spread out there. It looks like you can get multiple Harriers down just from the way you got it allocated.
Yeah, and he gives us full stack.
Oh yeah, he's loading her up. He's just like, wherever you put that ball, I'm going. Hey, John remembered he has 1 momentum.
He did.
I wonder if on that scoreboard, maybe there's a way I could just listen to the audio and also record like momentum that you guys generate and keep a momentum counter at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that it would be easy if you just put on the sides momentum and victory point tally just in the corners.
Oh, just on each player's side instead of a center scoreboard?
Yeah, that's what I think would be ideal.
All right, well, we'll play around with it. It's so much fun, though. Like I told Chris, I stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning editing the other day.
So much fun, nerd.
Nerd!
Okay, so here I make sure, by the way, we're using a widget just because people are going to throw a bitch fit if I don't. And then the tape measure will come into play later, so...
People will still bitch.
Yep. Fuck you guys. Actually, not you guys specifically, because this is only for the Patreons. Love you guys. Other people that just bitch.
Complainers.
Yep.
Malcontents.
I will put up with any complaining from the Patreons. I will not put up with any complaining from... the average Joes.
Yeah, we like you guys.
Yeah. There's a lot more love here.
All right, so you're kicking Devana here. This is pretty interesting. Why'd you decide to kick with her? Or to her, I should say. So you can't read it there, but John's putting down something that says nerf the tape measure.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Tape measures are allowed. So my next plan is, after tape measure, to just use pure eyeball.
So why are you kicking it to Devana?
Okay, so...
You made it, and you didn't dodge.
It was about how far I could kick it. I couldn't kick it all the way to Minerva. So I would have kicked it to Minerva, but I kind of planned poorly here.
Okay. So would you have dodged away if you got it to Minerva?
Yeah, probably.
Well, because pretty much like any...
So I kind of see this as a win-win, in the sense that like either he comes down and scores... and then I kill him down there and don't have to, like, extend my guys up as much. Or he waits and then I get the ball out of there. So I don't really, like, I'm not minding here if I go up the score, and he's going to go for this score. So it's kind of forcing his hand.
I would have made it a little more difficult. Like, I would have dodged Devana behind Minerva just to make that a little more challenging to get the ball behind her.
Yeah, so, also, like, 4th time playing these.
I'm just giving you some ideas here. Spitballing.
Yeah. Okay, so she gets this.
She's just going to do what she wants.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about the score, because, like, I recognize for him to get this score, he has to really commit her up there, like, a long fucking ways.
Yeah.
And here we're helping each other out, lining this up, which I think is just good play for people to, like, coordinate together instead of
just trying to figure out where he's not going to take any negatives for kicking the ball.
So maybe I should have left that a little bit tighter so he had some overlap, but
yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal. He's also going to put out a cold snap here, and he ends up getting it on Devana, and he ends up getting it on Minerva.
I think on one of them he didn't get it.
Nope.
Oh, no, he got it on both.
Nope, okay. Got it both.
Well, I know later he doesn't get it on both.
And the goal ends up going in. So John's already having a better time than he did against me.
Yep.
See, but to me...
And then dodges her out, which I thought was pointless.
And here's the thing, though. He's doing this, and I understand that Skatha's really good at it, but... You're losing her for 2 full turns because you're not going to kill her till the bottom of 2.
Yeah. So no, not necessarily bottom of 2.
Or sorry, top of 2.
In 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometime in 2.
But he's not going to get to activate her because you're going to get all the momentum here. So you're giving her up for 2 turns. You're not going to be able to use Skatha. Whereas if I use Ulfer can die for 2 turns and the team's still working.
So the one thing that I think is fantastic at this point is I'm like, okay, I gave up a score, but it's not a detrimental one. It wasn't like
because the
game changing.
The ball's where you want it now,
and now I get to put the ball exactly where I want, so it's no problem.
And you're gonna gang up on Skatha,
and I'm gonna gang up on Skatha. So here now the ball there's no threat on the ball. Period. Like there's no way you can get to it, even with the Midnight Offering on Zerola.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, I can take it easy, and I can just make sure to set up everything with Skatha correctly, and there we go.
Yankees lost, by the way.
God damn it.
5-4.
Oh, it's a best of 5.
Yep.
You know it's not a best of 5? This fucking game against John.
It's true. Spoiler alert also for the Patreons. When Season 4 gets released, we have a cool battle report when I play the Butchers and John's going to play the Fishermen. That was a fun game.
It was a fun game. I sat and watched that game.
Dude, I tried to stampede on him.
You did. Oxgang back again.
Yep.
Okay, so here, obviously, I'm activating Minerva.
So this is great. This is exactly what Minerva should be doing.
Yep.
She should be your first one engaging. Getting in there, knocking down, I Spy, Harrier. That's exactly what you want to be doing. And Chris is moving a little slow here, but that's why we sped it up.
Well, and also, I mean, this was a game where I'm learning. I'm talking with you. I'm talking with John during this game. We're trying to dial in the skills of these new guilds and.
Because, I mean, it doesn't help anybody if you win, 12-3. I mean, that's not helping anybody out, right?
And the other thing is, we also are keeping that in mind with... You're a dick, by the way, considering the last game. So we're also bearing in mind that, we want to be able to show people the abilities of these models. So while John does have a distinct advantage knowing these hunters way better than I know the Falconers, even with him forgetting Season 4 rules... we want to be able to show people a good game. And so this is kind of intentional, right?
Yeah.
I talked to John before the game started that, hey, it's time to learn. And I hope that other people take that lesson away in friendly, casual games, that it's more important to learn.
Well, plus, I mean, if you're looking at watching a game, I mean, if, Ulfer scores 3 goals and, the game's over, I mean, that's not fun for people to watch.
Yeah.
Except for it is.
You created a boring-ass game on that one. Okay, and, trying to read something.
Nerf the tape measure.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there for you.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, readjust.
Getting a cup in there. Great.
Readjust, all right. Get our bearings straight. God, who's the cameraman? This is awful.
Yeah, you know what's even worse than that? The fact that you can't even see, the northern section of the board.
Yeah, nobody cares about Icarus, though.
Yeah, apparently he didn't. Okay, so laying down
most of the actions happen at the bottom here.
Harriers, I Spy, Knockdown,
yeah.
etc. Doing what she is supposed to do. And then I told him that I moved Rundas and I put a Harrier exactly in the same spot as the one that Minerva put down, just so that I can use them.
So you have 2 there.
Yep.
Alright. That was Ty.
Yep.
With the laser.
Shooting lasers.
Yep, so Vet Minx is coming on up. She's just going to set up a trap.
I'm just like, F this.
See, and that's another thing I love about this new season coming out. It's like, go into it with a blank slate, because you can find some really cool new combinations with these models.
Yeah.
I think that's important for everybody to keep an open mind. Like, I heard somebody complaining today about the Farmers reveal, because they just revealed the Farmers today. And they were complaining about, well, the Farmers don't do what they did, and, they're not as good. And it's like, well, try a different lineup. I mean, they probably do something different that you might not even have thought of before. It's like, these are new rules. There's new combos.
I just think it's ridiculous when people cry about a guild or model playing differently when it's not actually a nerf.
Yeah, it's just different. It's just like,
yeah.
Steamforged didn't like the way something performed, so they changed it.
Yeah, that said, don't fuck with Ox. I want him playing exactly how he plays.
I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. Like, that was legit.
Yeah, we'll get that one up there.
Alright, so you guys are talking about something. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
I think I'm trying to figure out where I can place models to where they're...
Are you ordering Chinese food?
Why does it got to be Chinese food?
Why can't it be Chinese food?
Why does it...
Because Chinese food is delicious.
Derogatory. I'm a Chinese person.
Are you offended? Are you a social justice warrior?
I'm going to be a social justice warrior on your ass.
What are you guys arguing about? I'm trying to figure.
No. We're not arguing. We're trying to like line this up so that like I can get through and get the right line of sights and those types of things.
Okay.
So we're trying to work together here. We're not arguing.
Sorry, with the sped up speed, it looks like
John's
he's angrily pointing at you,
emphatically pointing at things.
Yep.
So I'm talking to him here. I'm trying to figure out where to put things.
See, and this is the way I think a lot of friendly games should be. It's like, talking things out, figuring out some cool combos, trying to get your team working the way you want it to. It's not going to help Chris if John just comes in here and stomps him.
Yeah.
So why'd you move the bird up there? Oh, you're going to bring Devon in there?
Yeah, so I want the bird already in there.
For the assist?
Yes.
That plus one attack, plus one damage.
So...
I think you're about to get boomboxed. Oh, no, he did Midnight Offering onto Chaska.
Yeah, so I will get boomboxed, but it's going to be in a second here. So yeah. I will have a chance to activate Devana, which is awesome.
Who you got? Is Devana your last activation?
No, Devana, and then I got Icarus on the other side.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Sorry, he's not in the screen.
Yeah, well, barely in the screen.
Yeah, you can see
he'll probably be out of the screen here in a second.
Because he's flying. It makes sense. He's going to, like, fly up in there just... Alright, so... Yeah, it looks like you're going to activate Devana before Icarus.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is Devana has line of sight, and I've got all of these Harriers, so I don't actually have to go in there. I can just, like, pop Harriers and attacks.
Yeah, just send your birds off to kill her.
Yep, death from above, baby. So...
As long as you're within 6 inches.
Yep.
Alright, what are we doing over here?
I think I'm rolling off the... just off the video, because...
Oh, are you saying you're rolling your dice on top there?
I think that's what's happening here.
I don't know, I don't see you moving any influence.
I know, it would just be nice if we could see the top part of that roll.
Yeah, well, somebody move the camera, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, to try and, like, show off a stupid request.
Stupid John's stupid thing. Alright, so you are buying attacks.
Okay.
So you're...
So what I'm telling him here is I'm using the one that I put on Rundos, or that I put down with Rundos that are exactly the same, and so we're trying to, like, talk about that. I'm pointing at it.
Yeah, so you're going to remove it after this attack. Yeah, you are rolling up there. God, this camera guy's an asshole.
I'm trying to roll in an area where there just isn't stuff.
Well, we're going to get another camera that's actually, like, hanging above the pitch so you can see, like, the full pitch.
Okay.
And then we'll have a side one.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It will be, but, that stuff takes time. I don't have a cool, $300 laying around for that. I don't have that kind of walking around money. What are you planning on doing? You're going to float one over there? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm trying to see if I can, because obviously I don't want to kill Scatha right now.
Yeah, so I think you have Scatha close to dead here.
Yeah.
So I think what you're going to do is you're going to walk up a little bit if you have to, float a Harrier over, and then shoot Minx over there.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I can do it before I go for it.
Well, because you didn't know that the Harrier has to be within, 4 inches. So it's not completely within, so it just has to touch 4 inches when you float it.
Yeah, and that's what we're discussing.
Yep.
So, okay.
Yep, so you took off both the Harriers, so Scatha's only got a couple life on her.
Okay, and then I'm saying, hey, let's walk up here.
With that accurate tape measure.
Yep. Well, accurate enough for government work.
So you put one on Minx, and then you're just going to walk up barely within 6, I'm sure.
Yeah, and again, I probably could have walked further, but I decided not to. Just
you want to stay back.
Well, trying to work on that one skill. I think that's also a good lesson to be had, is to try to work on a skill or two at a time, not trying to double down on things.
Yeah, anytime you go into a new guild or even any game, really, you just want to be like, I want to improve this on this game. I want to improve my clock skills. I want to improve working with Devana. So yeah, you definitely want to pick one or two things at a time. So you end up putting some damage here on Minx.
Yep.
Let's see.
Rolling at the top of the board.
Yeah. I haven't seen John mark anything yet, so I don't know what he's doing here.
So I believe I have Scotha at, like, literally an attack away from dead.
She's
like
dead.
she's like at 1 or something to that effect.
Well, because you had her knocked down with I Spy in the Harrier, so it's plus 2 damage because the bird's on there. So,
yeah.
And I'm sure you probably wrapped at least once. And I think you're sitting on a cool 7 momentum right now.
Yeah.
And this is why the Falconers are just fun. This is just a fun way to go kill stuff. Yep, and you did some damage to Minx. Let's see here. What's the old cat going to do? Probably nothing yet. What you doing there, John?
Yeah, and so I don't know why the automatic activation here isn't Chaska. Like, it just seems like that's obvious to do.
He might be waiting to see where you put the ball. Because he has last activation, so he could just waste the cat activation, just jog the cat up into the fast ground, and then wait with Chaska to see what the next move is going to be.
Yeah, but my next move has to be Icarus, and you know I'm going to be skirting that side.
Yep.
So he does activate Chaska, and he wants to shoot Devana out of there, which is actually, like, I'm actually fine with this.
I thought this was actually a bad move.
Like, well, yeah, it didn't bother me at all, because I'm like, okay, so Devana's further back, and it's not like it can't get Devana back in there on the very next turn anyway, so.
Yeah, because it's like she can still shoot you from 6 inches away.
Yeah.
What's the point? Unless he just wanted to put the 6 damage on you.
I think that was a big part of it for him. But, like, when I forgot that it was 6 damage, so I was just like, damn it. This is bullshit. Alright, so.
And here, John just.
Jeez, hurry up, me.
Yeah, what are you doing there?
Trying to figure out how to use Icarus.
So, yeah, I think just, and this goes to anybody that's playing Chaska, he didn't put Blessing of the Sunfather on Chaska.
Oh, yeah, he forgot to do that.
And he cursed at it the whole game because, like, I fucking forgot it
I
again.
think he forgot it
the whole
every
game.
turn.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that's like 70% of the cool thing that she does.
Yep. Taking pictures.
Yeah, you guys are taking pictures for the league thing.
Yep.
I haven't participated at all in that.
Butchers for Cammy.
Kami, you mean?
I mean Cammy.
Okay. Hunters players tell me that Flea's good. I don't know why, but yeah.
Operation Obelisk.
You think Obelisk is going to dick it up again?
Yep.
Hey, how about you bring Icarus in the screen?
By the way, when I posted that on Gubs, that thing about Obelisk dicking it up.
Yeah.
Jamie Perkins actually laughed at the post.
Did he?
Like, he had that laugh emoji. So I'm like, he knows.
It was his fault, probably.
Yeah, he recognized what was
anything with Obelisk, Jamie has his hands in.
Yes, that's his favorite guy.
Yeah. God, that interview we did with him was so good.
So here, I'm trying to make sure that I am way out of Chaska's range with Icarus, because I can obviously move Icarus way out there. So I'm using the accuracy of a tape measure.
Are you outside of Minx's range too?
And I'm talking to him about that as well. So we're trying to get him to move this and get the ball.
See what he's tapping to.
This is bullshit.
Nerf the tape measure. It's so broken.
It is not. What we measured both of them. Like, he's the one that helped me figure it out.
It's just funny.
So here I'm like, okay, so I have all this.
Doesn't matter. You're going to lose anyways. Hunters just beat things.
Shut the hell up.
All right, so you're outside a threat. You're hanging up out in the sky off the side of the board. He's going to jog the cat up to a good threat range. I Spy goes away, and that's the turn.
Okay, so I'm sitting here fat on momentum, and I'm going to have to play some cards here where I can do some.
I think I'm going to make an animation called Nerf the Tape Measure.
Why? Tape measures are awesome.
All right, so you're up quite a bit on momentum here, bud. You can play pretty much anything you want.
That's what I'm going to do. Don't even remember when I played, but, you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll get here in a second.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I can line this up with Icarus.
So you're seeing if you got goal threat range?
Yeah, exactly. And I am just out.
No, I think you were just in.
No, I'm just out. Like, I screwed up here.
I don't think you did.
No, I was... You'll see why in a second. Because what I actually play here is I actually play one to increase my movement because I was barely out.
Okay. So you had to increase your movement to
Correct.
get this. Okay.
Correct.
Well, that's smart. Good measuring.
Yeah. So...
Because there's nothing worse than when you like go for a goal run and then you realize you're short.
Yeah. I think that Icarus, and I might be wrong here, but let's say it's 19 or 20 inches of goal threat, and I was like at 19 and a quarter or 20 and a quarter, so I was just like, all right, I'm paying something that gives me extra movement, that way I'm in goal threat, and then I decided that I was going to forget about that with all the other models that I had out there, so that I was dumb. But...
So you play, what, the +2 movement? Field General, is that what you played?
I think it only gives you +1.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any models that are off the board at this point.
Okay, so you played Field General for the +1, is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Or it was the one that gives me, like, Shadow-like if I'm within 8 inches, because all I really care about is that model.
For sure.
So, I'm at, like, 7 momentum here, so, like, if I play anything, I can't be beaten.
Yeah, unless you played the 1 and he played a 7, you tie up, but...
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Alright, so... Let's see what we got here. So Ulfer's creeping on the fast ground.
So I do notice that with these Falconers, you kind of do have to spread your momentum out a little bit, just because if you don't, you're in a situation where...
They can pick off your model that has heavy influence?
No. The thing that I notice is, like, you just don't have enough options for getting Harriers out, and then Divana isn't optimal.
So you're saying you want maximum Harriers out?
I'm saying you need the option of doing it in case, like, a model gets killed. You can't, like, put all your eggs in one basket. You need to have... at least 2 models.
So if Minerva died, you still have 2-3 models that can put Harriers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Now, obviously, Icarus isn't one of them, but Rundos, I want to make sure that he can.
Well, Icarus is now. He can put a Harrier down.
Yeah, but obviously, I'm setting him up for a goal.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing here is I'm like, okay, Icarus is out of range of these models on their own, so they could Midnight Offering up, but they're out of the range on their own, so I'm like, all right, I have to activate another model to get myself momentum, and then once I have that momentum, then I can score. He's obviously going to try and screw up the scoring run, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, Minerva's over here. I think that an easy way to do it is just to kill Scatha, and then I'll go into these other models here.
Yeah.
And we'll see what's what.
Well, Minerva's really good at killing, like, wounded models.
Yeah, she has that.
+1 damage to wounded, like, below half their, whatever their halfway health mark is.
Yeah, they're
Band-Aid,
easy pickings, whatever that ability is called.
Yep.
Slim pickings.
Not slim,
because they're slim on hit points.
No, that's not it. Alright, so you're activating Minerva. I think you're going to try to farm. Oh, no, you just straight up one-shotted her.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was going to be an easy one.
And then, what, are you going to probably jog up here and start working on Chaska or somebody?
Oh, it is easy pickings. Okay.
Not slim pickings?
Not slim pickings. Okay, so take out Scatha. Obviously, that gets me some momentum going, and then go into these other models, and I think I intentionally trigger the trap.
Yes? Question mark?
So I want to stay out of her, and just go into
Chaska.
Chaska and trigger the trap. There we go, and that stops her movement. And then we'll be popping down a Harrier here, probably.
Yeah, I think you got 2 left, so I think you got enough for, like, I Spy and a Harrier if you hit it. Which is on 1, so...
I really think I need to get those elevated Harriers, because I noticed that as I'm putting down these neoprene ones, they're just kind of a pain to work with, so...
Yeah, they can be.
I saw some people that made some really cool Harriers that are, like a tripod, to where you can put them above the models, and I think I'm going to figure that out.
Alright, so you drop the Harrier.
Trying to figure out where to put this.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to put Minx and Chaska in it. Because that's the cool thing about the Harriers. It doesn't benefit your opponent any.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter if you put yourself in it. Oh, you knock him down and put the Harrier on ice.
Yep.
So he goes ahead and does... I thought this was kind of weird because I eyeballed it and it kind of looked to me like Minx could have maybe got to you. I don't know.
No. We measured it before.
Okay. So he Midnight's offering just to force
So now
the goal.
Minx can't.
So he forces the goal here.
Yeah, but I'm the goal is probably my next thing anyway. So here I'm just making sure to measure that I can get what I need here. And I just want to run around Minx melee. I don't need to go in and get an attack or anything like that.
Yeah, and you guys are just lining this up, which is just good guild ball, but we're going to see that you got it here in a minute, because the cool thing about Icarus is he has 2 movements. So, I mean, you get to run and then take flight, which is cool.
Or take flight and then run.
Yeah, Icarus apparently likes to study birds.
Yep, he is
a rich nerd.
That creepy DuPont guy.
See, you're going to confuse listeners if they don't know who DuPont is.
Okay, for anybody that's watched the movie Foxcatcher, there's that... What is that guy's name? Something DuPont.
Yeah, I can't remember his first
name. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But this guy in, I guess, like the 70s, 80s, 90s, somewhere in that range, he sponsored the U.S. wrestling team. He was just like a big fan, and he was kind of this eclectic, weird, rich guy.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be part of the team, and he was creepy and weird, and he ended up killing one of the U.S. wrestlers. But anyway, the reason why I made that joke is he's also into like ornithology, the study of birds in the movie. And so, he goes out and does all this sponsorship stuff. And that's exactly the story of Icarus in the fluff. He is this rich guy that sponsors the team, and he's really into birds, and he wants to be a part of the team.
And you scored a goal.
Yep, I scored a goal.
Hooray, you're doing things.
Yep.
I thought this was a weird spot for John to throw the ball in. Like, I guess he's going to try for the snapback goal. So I just thought this was kind of odd.
I think it's because he knows that Icarus isn't a threat at this point, and that I'd have to go kind of way out of my way to grab it.
Yeah.
John DuPont, that's the guy's name. In case you're wondering. In case you guys were waiting with bated breath.
Well, here's the thing. So even if he gets the snapback goal, then you got another goal coming back, and I don't know if he hopes to get the last one with Ulfer, maybe, is his plan. That was a bad scatter for John. I think he's going to be just out, if I remember right, maybe? Maybe not.
Just out as far as him getting the ball.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't
with the drop.
He couldn't charge because the ball went out just a little bit too far.
But obviously he can get it here now.
This is actually a pretty good game between you guys. I thought you were going to get blown out.
Well, here's the thing. I don't suck at this game.
Sean just needs to get rid of that goal. It's like the 4th time he knocked that goal over. That's why the light doesn't work as well. Alright, so he's got the ball with Vet Minx. He's coming into Rundas. Rundas has no response.
And he made sure that he was within Rundas's... Or
within
he was
Minx's
within
too,
2 inches for Minx, but Rundas was up.
Yep, so he's going to get a dodge off of this. Just getting some momentum to dodge towards the goal. And he's already within 6, so yep. He's just getting that momentum. And this is why I like Vet Minx. She's just a cool model because she can set up your team. She can throw traps out. She can give free character plays out. And she's also a pretty freaking decent scorer.
Yeah, she's kind of like an auto-include. And to the point of some abilities being almost OP.
Like what?
You know which one. Fuck you.
Blessing the Sun Father?
No. It's ridiculous.
You talking about the traps?
Yeah, no.
Is it the Speed 9?
You're just such a dick.
Yeah, so it's 8-6.
It's like fucking heightened senses.
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay, so here...
So are you going for the snapback here, or what are you trying to do?
So here's what I'm thinking as I set this up.
Yeah.
I absolutely do not want to kick it to Ulfer's side, because that would just...
Because fuck that guy.
Be dumb as shit. So I'm like, all right, let's kick it this other way.
Well, if you look at that side of the board, the only one that's near it is Chaska, and his threat probably can't get him there.
Yeah, and then I'm also kind of looking at it from the standpoint of, Rundos in theory could go score here. We'll see.
Yeah, with his, what does he have, 10-inch move that he could get? With his Shadow-like and the 8-inch.
Yeah, so the nice thing about the Shadow-like is you can trigger the trap and then you can take the snared off.
Yep.
Which is great. Actually, it looks like I'm not...
Looks like you're just doing a layup.
Yeah, I'm just kicking it to Devana, so I know...
Oh, wait, I think I remember what happens here.
Okay, so we're talking.
Yeah, because I think you're talking about what's Ulfer's max threat, and he's like, yeah, it's like, 14 inches and then the dodges? Yeah. So, yeah, you rolled and you scattered this sumbitch pretty good.
Okay, so
you laid it up for Ulfer.
Yeah, I can't just give it to Ulfer, so I think I put it on the bird here.
Well, I think you got to activate the bird here because he's just in threat. Because you're easily in Ulfer's threat there. So I think you're trying to figure out a safe spot to put it with Ulfer there. There is no safe spot.
Okay, yep, so put it out with the bird.
Those bird goals are not as easy as a lot of people were talking about.
They are not. It really takes a lot to set up because a lot of times you want to activate other models before Devana.
And the board changes a lot.
Yep, and then the problem is the bird has to go after Devana, so it just kind of makes lining up your activations really, really specific.
And it's not exactly hard to deal with the bird. You can kill the bird, you can take the ball from it. It's not too hard to react to it.
But the bird does have Love Creature, which is awesome.
Yeah, so that is nice that when they do decide to go after it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Give me the +1 tag.
There's a cost. Yep. Now, one thing I do like about this bird is that the wingtips are not all painted white.
That seems like that's not right.
You're incorrect.
Oh.
Because bald eagles do not have white tips.
Are you sure?
Yep, your bird is painted wrong.
Painted better. More contrast.
Yeah, contrasting to the point of what an actual bald eagle looks like.
All right, what the hell are you doing here?
So, here I'm lining up Devana, and I think I just want to go into Chaska and take out Chaska if possible. So, we'll see what we can do here.
Did you use your legendary in this game?
I don't think I used it at all.
Dude, snared and 3 damage.
And I understand, but I obviously want to set that up when there's a lot of models around me, and there just weren't really a bunch of models there. So yeah, here I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into Chaska with Devana, and I'm going to do damage, and then I'm going to move this bird out with that ability, so then the bird isn't at risk of Ulfer. That's kind of the plan.
That's what you're trying to line up here?
Yeah. That's my thought process.
Well, we'll see what the hell happens.
Okay, so moving the bird out of there, and now the bird is out of Devana's range.
You mean Ulfer's?
Ulfer's, excuse me. So we're good to go ish.
Let's see what you're doing here. Oh, I think you activated the bird here, not Devana. I don't think I think you didn't activate Devana because you were just out with the charge.
Okay.
So I don't think you activated her. I think you just jogged the bird over.
Either way, that gives you kind of an insight on what my thought process was.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, I can go in here and then dodge the bird.
Yeah, use hackback.
Yeah, so but no sweat. The bird's out of there, and we're okay.
The ball's relatively safe.
Yep.
For now.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. So John charged in with the cat because Minerva's snared. Didn't roll really well. He's only going to put 3 damage on her.
So again, I want to keep Devana back as much as possible. The last thing I want to happen here is
you're doing better. I mean,
have Ulfer go into her.
You got Boombox back, but still the positioning's a lot better.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm looking at Vet Minx, and I'm trying to figure out if I can get into Vet Minx undamaged so that I can actually swing away the way that I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Fucking heightened senses.
What
are you doing?
John's just rolling dice because he had such a bad roll with FOD. So he's like, it's got to be better than this.
He's just testing his dice.
He is.
He needs to not do that when we record because that's confusing.
I'm pretty good at remembering that kind of stuff.
Okay, so here we go.
So
Matagi moves
Matagi.
over. Now you can't get to Matagi.
You didn't really do much with Matagi in this game, did you?
I do more with Matagi as the game goes on.
Yeah, okay. Is that a spoiler? Just quit bumping shit.
Well, you're the one doing it.
Hey, I fixed the camera.
Fixed-ish.
Kind of. Whoa.
Wow. Why do I feel like I'm on drugs?
I was thinking more like at sea or something.
I was thinking more like LSD or something.
Yeah. Here's where I jack up the score. Like, no, this isn't right at all. Oh, God. There we go. Fixing it. Got it. Nailed it.
Killed it.
All right, listen. Did you hear at the beginning when I said we were improving this, step by step? This is improving it, okay? We're getting stuff.
Okay, so you blast Minerva out of here, and then go into Icarus. Well, not you, but John. Sorry, excuse me. So John goes into Icarus here, and I don't know if he just wants, gang ups or something. But at this point, I'm like, all right, well, let's swing this away from Ulfer.
Yeah, I was a little confused why Chaska's up there. I think he's maybe setting up next turn's takeout. So, just in case he can't get the goal, he's going to take out probably Icarus and probably Minerva.
Yep.
Because I think those two... I think Minerva's actually hurting pretty good here.
Minerva was hurting pretty good here. She was down to 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So... Here, I'm just like, all right, Rundas, go do your thing.
So why did you take Rundas over that way?
Because now I'm looking at it from the standpoint of I need to get a takeout, and I need to be able to get
a goal.
A goal. So I need to take out a model, and chasing down Chaska is going to be a pain in the ass. Obviously, Zorol is way back. Doing something to Fahad is worthless.
So this is the model you're choosing to lock down.
Yeah, this is the model that I'm choosing to take out. So I need to. I healed him up, I'm sure. And
you guys there's a loose prey on the field. Let's go kill it. Dude, you need to paint your rabbit ball.
Yeah, that is a cool ball.
Or you got the bell one.
I like the rabbit one better.
That bell one, I like the idea of it. It's just it's big.
I don't know if I got a bell.
Oh no, you weren't at the event.
Yeah.
You want one? I got it.
Yeah, you should just give me a bell.
Okay. I know you like your limited edition stuff.
I did get that. I bought off of Nick the limited edition egret, which was awesome.
Yeah, I like your little hide and go seek pose you got there.
Yeah, I've got to get that on the board. We got to get a recording with that team.
Oh, I forgot you didn't activate Divana yet. So you want to know what would deal with that Minx really well is Divana's legendary.
You know what else would deal with her? Not having fucking heightened senses.
Oh, it's such a good rule. I'm going to play her all the time in Season 4.
Okay, well,
she's going to be my farmers.
So somehow butchers. You're able to put down these traps out of activation?
Yes.
That's some horse shit.
Did you not know that?
Well, I mean, I just don't like it.
And I think it's on the 2 column she triggers it, so it's not even that difficult to pop them off.
Yeah. So here, I think I choose to trigger that with Rundas just so that I don't have to worry about it with Divana.
No, you're popping her up so that way you can get to her even if you do trigger the trap with somebody.
Oh, that's right.
Because you already moved and did your Shadow Leg, so you can't move anymore.
Well, I could.
Oh, you got a dodge. You do have a push dodge, you're right.
So now I'm moving them out there and re-putting them in there. Everyone's basically at the same spot, so.
Alright, so let's see here. What the hell do we have left? We got Ulfer, and that's it for John, right? He just has Ulfer left.
So I think he is trying to get into Divana here.
Well, he almost
made he's just short.
Well, maybe? No, what he's going to have to do is run first to get his 10-inch run, and then where to go in. He was doing it backwards. He can get there.
Okay.
After he throws his model on the ground.
Cheating. Okay, great. I guess if you just do whatever you want.
If you had a tape measure.
Tape measure would be better at this point.
Even that stupid tape measure.
Tape measure's a good way to go.
Have you decided if we're going to Chicago yet or not?
No. I need to get paid on a deal.
Yeah, get paid. Get that money. I'm going to pull the trigger on it quick. Plane tickets are cheap.
You're probably going to pull the trigger before I can decide. Okay. So, just to let you know.
Okay. I'll plan on you not going then. And if you do, great.
So, and then you get a place to stay.
So this is kind of a mistake here. It's kind of a positioning thing that you got to get used to with Ulfer. Is you really do want Ulfer kind of by himself doing stuff. Just because he gets +2 tack for just going on his own. Which I know John didn't have any better targets to go into, but I mean, that's part of it. That's the Ulfer lifestyle. So here, what are you looking at activating? Probably hackbacking the bird?
Yeah.
So this is actually really slick because you're going to trigger the trap
with the bird.
But you still get the hackback because it's a dodge.
Yep.
So it's pretty sweet. And then you're just going to come in here and buy at least a couple of attacks.
Yep.
Yep. And it looks like you dropped the ball, too. Bold move, Kyle.
I can't drop the ball because it's a dodge.
Okay, you just scooted it to him. Yep. All right. You're reading stuff. You're trying to figure out your move.
I'm trying to figure out how these guys work.
I mean, you got 4 influence, so I mean, essentially you can charge in and then just do some work that way. Like, I would probably charge in and then do the Harrier. Oh, no, you got 1 Harrier. Can you float that far? I don't think you can.
No, I'm not looking to try and float the Harrier. That Harrier is now just wasted. So, and I'm at peace with that. So, yeah, I'm just trying to go in and get some attacks, and then the last one. So, like, maybe like a charge, and then the last one I pull up the Harrier.
Should have done the legendary here.
Yeah, knowing how my players work, that probably would have worked a lot better. But
yeah. Well, because Minx is probably down to 8 at this point. So if you do the legendary, that brings her down to 5. And she's snared. And then you could probably kill her with the Harrier there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dice.
Yep, shit ton of dice. And I think I got 4 or 5 there, so...
Yeah, I think you got 5. So I think you're going to do like 5 damage here.
Yep.
Oh, God, she's so good. And so those of you that play against the Falconers, if you haven't figured it out yet, the way you really got to deal with Falconers is really getting a hold of Devana and just working her over. If you kind of let her run around and do what she wants, she's just going to just make your team miserable.
Okay, so here I could have killed her, and that's why John was reaching for the model. But instead, I'm like, okay, I want to farm her.
Well, yeah, you got 1 more influence. You might as well farm for momentum.
Yeah, and sometimes if you like get a wrap, it's really slick to take 1 less and farm her, because then you get more momentum from the standpoint of the options that you select. Because the 3 at the end of her playbook is non-momentous, but the 2 is momentous on 3 successes.
So I mean, instead of killing her quickly, you essentially got 4 extra momentum.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely smart to do that farming. Really good skill to use. So it's tied ball game now, and you got the ball. And I think that's the turn. I don't think you guys got anybody left.
Yeah, I think we're done there.
All right. So what are you thinking at this point of the game? What's kind of like your game plan?
I'm like, well, I can either get takeouts or I can score a goal here.
Well,
I think the takeouts will be hard, so I'm planning on how do I score a goal.
I don't think the takeouts would be hard. I just think that models like Ulfer are going to maybe sneak the ball from you and lose, and he'll win the game if you aren't careful.
Yeah. So I'm definitely worried about Ulfer in this situation. I'm not worried about really anyone else.
I mean, because Ulfer could do a where'd you go, charge into the bird, dodge out, and score that goal to win.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't remember what card I picked here, but I knew I was in a good shape with momentum and could basically play whatever I wanted, so that was a...
Yeah, we'll do a better job with this. Like I said, improving the quality of battle reports.
Yeah. Okay, so he's bringing a couple models on the board here that are going to be a problem for me. And I'm just trying to see now how far the bird is.
Yeah, I think the bird's a little far out from scoring. Because basically you don't have any momentum going first, so you don't have any way to generate the momentum and score the goal.
Yeah.
Just because I think the bird's goal is, what, a 3-4 kick?
Yep.
Or they increased it. They might have increased it for Season 4.
3-4, I think, is the kick still.
I think that's what it was. I'm going to look it up now, but... So how are you looking at activating right here?
Well, one really good option would be going with Divana and then giving the bird that extra movement, but I'm worried about the bird getting the ball taken with that, so I'm thinking about how I could deal with Ulfer. Now let's just see here. Well, it'll be a little bit of a surprise because I don't remember exactly. I'm sure as I watch this it'll jog my memory, but...
Yep, so John brings Minx on over on that side of the board. And he's going to bring Scothe in pretty much up the middle just to kind of mess with whatever your plan is.
Yeah, so, and this becomes an issue with...
Well, because he played the +2 movement just like I did in the other game.
Yeah.
So she came on 8 inches, or, sorry, what's that, 9 inches? Because she's a 7'9" now.
Yep. Okay, I remember what's going on here. So, I need to move in such a way that gets the bird out of Scothe's range. So I'm talking to John, and you're going to see, like, I move the bird and then move the bird again. So it's sort of a take back here, but I'm communicating with John what I'm trying to achieve. So I want to make sure that the bird is going back or to the side to where Scothe is not able to get to the bird right away, because I need to be able to swing this ball a little bit. And that's just... Here I'm trying to find any attack that I could get off with the bird, but I realize I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I think you're checking charges and seeing if you get a goal, but you're just too far out. So I think your options just kind of retreat with the ball a little bit here.
I'm trying to bump the neoprene right there, so
we're trying to cheat a little bit. You know, get what you can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I didn't have widgets on the board and had a tape measure above them, then it wouldn't be a problem. So there's that.
Bold move, Cotton.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out, and I'm thinking, okay, let's just get this bird out of here, and hopefully I can swing things around and, like, set up
trying to figure
something.
I'm trying to remember where you put this ball, because I'm just like...
I pull it back, like, to about... Trying to put it close to where that green widget is that my hand is on. And that's where it ends up going. At first, I'm trying to see if I can pull it straight back and get it out of range. But I end up kind of putting it over by Rundos. Dodging over that thing.
Let's see here.
Okay, so Devon is able to go into...
Oh, that's right. I remember now what you do.
Yeah, so Devana goes into Ulfer, but I can move the bird away, so that way I'm kind of getting this, dual activation type thing going here. So I'm trying to say, okay, I can move it this way, but I'll bump here or there or whatever.
Are you going to try to kill Ulfer? Is that what you're
trying to do? I think... Well, I might be able to, but I don't think that the goal is kill. I think the goal is just...
To make it difficult for him to do stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Man, you're taking your sweet-ass time here.
Well, so here's the thing. 4th time playing the fucking Falconers, so just get off my ass.
Man.
You're a dick.
It's like you're talking John's ear off. It's like, just move the fucking ball. Let's go.
I might have been talking your ear off. I think you're the one that's sitting up in that upper left corner of this video.
Oh, I for sure am. I'm sitting there. Because I'm not trying to give the game away, but I'm definitely telling you and John just some things that, are just kind of keep in mind. Because, you're like, how far is Scotha's threat? And it's like, it's a lot. It's fucking a lot.
Yeah, shit ton.
Well, because she's a move 11 with that card.
Yeah.
So she's 11, so that's 12-inch threat. She has a 4-inch dodge from the ball, so that's 16. And she has fast ground, so that's an 18-inch threat. That's pretty good.
So we're talking about this exactly right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. You can see that you're measuring it out, and there you got 16, and that's not even her full threat. So there's really not a great spot. I think what you just have to do at this point is just put the ball in the furthest spot and make her waste as much influence time, and hopefully something goes wrong in that step.
Yep.
Because it's just like when you're playing against Shark, right? There's just sometimes where it's like, there's nowhere good to put this ball. I just have to put it in the most difficult spot for him to get it.
Well, and I'm also thinking, how can I put it outside of her scoring range? So even if she comes over there.
Yeah, even if she gets the ball, she can't score with it, right?
So I'm bringing in Devonna over, and I don't remember if this is just I think it's a charge.
Yeah, you charged in here. Because I think you're going to look for a knockdown or some shit here. We're finally doing something now. I mean, I almost took a nap there for a second. Yeah, you're yawning, see? You're tired too. You're like, man, what the hell am I doing in this video? Now you're playing with your tape measure. Fuck's sake, man.
Apparently, even though I did not use the tape measure for that, John's complaining about the tape measure, but...
Yep. No, I think John and I both here were just like, man, I gotta fix this freaking camera. It's all tilted. It's all cattywampus. Cool thing with the video is I think I can actually edit that so it'll look right.
So I got a wrap, which is awesome.
You did.
Knock your bitch ass down.
It's a good thing only the Patreons can see this video.
Why is that?
Because that way I don't have random people on the internet bitching about this crooked ass cameraing back here.
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of tilting my neck to the side just so I can kind of even this out a little bit.
You know what it reminds me of is, when you're watching an NBA game and they have that they switch camera angles and then is trailing them up the court.
Yeah, I hate that.
And it's always some weird angle. It's
just switch it.
So she's rolling hot as shit here.
Yeah, because you knocked him down and you did some damage.
Yeah.
And that is the thing about Ulfer. Ulfer is actually pretty easy to kill once you get your hands on him. And you're just like, God damn, look how far this model moves. She's going line to line.
Yeah, so at first I'm thinking, okay, I'll just move her
Frelsey?
Move Frelsey straight back, but then I'm like, okay, it won't work once we had to recalculate how far. So he gives me kind of a take back here, but I indicated that I wasn't trying to move her where.
No, you just look at you're pushing her back.
I didn't push her back. Fuck you.
You totally did. Cheater. You're like, yeah, now she's.
Oh, that's what he remembered that he had the extra movement. So I'm like, okay, well then that clearly isn't going to work. So I move her back up, and this is basically the same spot, and then I just move her over to the other side of the other direction.
And now you're moving the barrier, and that was with the tape measure, by the way.
That was John's like, and just to let you know, John I think moves that tape measure back to where it is favorable to him, or moves the barrier back to where it's favorable to him. I think at that point, it's just hard. There's a lot.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
So we're trying to figure that out. So he's like, okay, do I activate Scotha? And Scotha now would be out of range if I go for the bird.
Well,
or do I activate?
Well, here's the thing: if he doesn't activate Ulfer, I think Ulfer's dead. This next activation,
yeah.
I think Minerva could probably kill him because I think you put a hurting on him. You did at least probably 10 damage to him right there.
Yeah.
So you would have done more if you snared him with your legendary.
Yeah, thanks,
dude. I've shown you 3 times now where you should have just gone to town.
Well, it's just hard, because, you want to use it when it affects the max models, and, so far it's been it'll affect, one model, or one model and a model that I don't care about, or whatever. So he's trying to get Ulfer out, and then allow Ulfer to kind of charge back in. There you go. Okay, so he doesn't want to lose Ulfer here.
See, and I don't think I would have gone this route. I think I would have dodged out with Where'd You Go, engage Minerva, and then do a double dodge out of her melee, and then go charge Runedust or the bird.
Yeah.
Depending on where my line... Probably not the bird because of that barrier, but at least charge Runedust, and then maybe get in position where I can go into the bird with... or maybe even just get in snapshot range. That might actually not have been a bad idea either. That way, maybe you could go with Skatha, tackle the ball from the bird, and then kick it to Ulfer and do a snapshot for the goal. See, this is kind of tricky shit you gotta think about when you're playing Hunters.
Yeah. Well, and part of it is probably that he doesn't play Ulfer very much or is not very accustomed.
That's true. John did not.
So yeah, he dodges the wrong way here.
Yeah, because I think he's still in. So the snapshot's still there because he has an 8-inch kick. I would have tried to get in tapping range personally.
So I think at this point, Minerva has like 2 left.
Yeah.
She's at like the very edge of...
So I think he was trying to drop her right there. And what are you going to go? Try to kill Ulfer? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
And I do like the positioning with your Falconers here. You can see that you're kind of like... You moved up to kill a model, and then you move back to kind of try to keep your distance from his models. So I definitely like their play style. It's a cool way for them to fight it out. I think you're trying to figure out if it'd be better to knock him down or to put the Harrier out, or maybe even put I Spy out.
Yeah, so I think I do end up putting out I Spy.
No, you knocked him down right there.
Oh, knock him down. Okay, there we go.
I think you did that because then it's going to be easier for your other models to kind of do some work on them. Plus, you get another attack right here, or 2. So here you do some damage to Ulfer, and then you buy another attack. I don't know, you're thinking about Jesus like here or what? Okay, we had to switch out the cartridge because we're running out of video there.
Yeah, this game took a while.
It wasn't too bad. It's just you guys, especially you, just kind of feeling out this new...
So, I don't know why he activated this bird here, but...
Well, no, you mean the cat?
The cat, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was.
So, here's the thing. If he wrapped, he would have been able to kill Minerva.
Sure, but...
And with you being snared, it was very reasonable that could have happened. It's just he rolled like trash again.
Okay, so now I'm like, alright, now I can move the bird.
Yeah, because that threat's...
And she doesn't have the threat to, like, dodge all the way through all that stuff, so... At least I don't think she does. But either way, I'm kicking, so it's not going to really matter here, and I can get Matagi out of here. So...
Old Matagi. Matagi's going to see if he can do something in this game. See if he can earn his keep. So he made the pass, which is awesome. And you decided to dodge him up here, which I think is pretty risky, because basically you're like, you needed it to get in goal range, but then you also kind of expose yourself to Skatha potentially. So I thought this was an interesting play by you.
Well, I didn't think I was exposing myself to Skatha. I thought that having that barrier in between us was going to be okay, but... So I'm trying to ask some questions here, but I don't really know what questions to ask. But either way, I don't
know what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah, I don't know. So either way, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dodge this up and see if I can get Matagi up there.
Yeah, we'll just hope things work out. Man, you are chewing his ear off, aren't you?
Maybe he's chewing my ear off.
Yeah, maybe. John already knows.
Now I had more than enough movement to like kind of get in here, but I'm like trying to be conservative because I'm worried about how far Skatha can actually go.
And as soon as John sees you move there, and he's just like, "Sweet, I'm gonna go in and get that ball."
Okay, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'm here. Like this is a movement where I'm like trying to get within Matagi's range, but I'm like, okay, this is good enough.
So John's measuring it out, and he definitely can get to you. So
that looks like more than an inch.
Well, I don't think that's his full distance with that. But anyways, so he puts the fast ground down, and he's gonna make this nice little kick to Zarola
from the snowball.
And he
Well, here's the thing. He's like, crap, I missed.
In Season 3, this pass misses. In Season 4, John is within half of his kick range, so he only needs 3s to pass it.
Yeah, so he and I think he misses, right? To be honest, when we were playing, I didn't even read his dice as he rolled that. He was just like, I missed, and I just
and then he scooped him up, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know at this point, and to be honest, I didn't even think of that tap-in element there, so he's like, all right, well, now I'm moving in the way here, and how can I get there, and all this shit. So, okay. So
he's gonna put a cold snap down, which I thought was interesting. I would have put it on Mitagi just to put the snare on him. But sometimes,
so I think that he thinks that he's like moved right in the way of like where I need to go. And I have enough room to kind of move around a little bit. Yeah. So, and one of those I think missed someplace, but
yeah, it's not really relevant for what's going on in the rest of this game. It's going to come down to this Mitagi activation. So I think you're trying to figure out like, and this is where we tell you can't end up on top of the terrain.
Yeah.
Because of the new Season 4 rules. So yeah, I mean, it's not, considering that John should have been able to get India, it's still not a bad position for him to put, because this is the kind of the one shot he has at trying to deny you at least a clean goal.
We're trying to make sure this lines up just right.
Yeah. There you go, bumping Scatha. You really didn't bump her that much, and then John... So, you bumped her that way, but John bumped her back, and John was kind of complaining about where the line was, but that looks like actually pretty close to where she was lined up.
Yeah, like, and he was like, well, I lined up right exactly in between you and the goal, and all this stuff, and so I was just like, dude, like, you're talking about a little bit of a flick, like, that's not the thing that's deciding this game.
Yeah.
So, and I think that I actually had it within... a few... He's rolling his dice again, wondering why they betrayed him. So I think I'm within a few... maybe a quarter of an inch or a half an inch. So, like, I had enough room to get to where I needed to go with no problem. And so, yeah, we're seeing me line that up right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, Mitagi has, like, a 9-inch run.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got 7 right there, and that looks to be pretty easily 2 inches. We'll see here in a second. It's like so nerve-wracking when you're putting these tracks down. You're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. So and then once we line it up just perfect, like we're good to go.
Yep. And John ends up agreeing and kind of conceding to
it. So at this point, John's like, "Okay, can I like scoot this like marker out and see if my melee could have hit you?" And yeah, it was. I had that. So.
Yeah. I love those Frozen Forge train tracks. Those things are nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I need to get those guys. Hopefully they have.
They might have them at SteamCon. Yeah,
that's nice.
Because that way you won't have to pay for all that friggin' shipping, man.
Yeah, those Frozen Forge things are fucking sweet.
So you're going for the goal.
I'm going for the goal here, and I'm bonus timing it, obviously, so I get 3 die, and I got it.
John shakes your hand.
John shakes my hand, but he didn't shake yours. And I'm like, okay, let me just put my victory points on there.
There you go. So yeah, what do you think?
And then he's still rolling these fucking...
I know, he's just like, why didn't this pass work? So what do you think about the Falconers in Season 4? I mean, not a lot of changes.
Yeah, I think they were pretty well balanced in Season 4. Steamforge kind of knew what they had, and I like them. They definitely had a creative element and style that just didn't exist in the game before, so I'm very happy. I'm excited to use them. I'm planning on using them until the cooks come out, and so I'll be putting my butchers on the side for a while, and we'll see how it goes.
So talk to me for a second how Scotha kind of made you change kind of your game plan there. Like, so all this scoring models speeding India, like kind of...
It really didn't change a ton. By the way, thanks to all the people that...
all the Patreons in chief there.
Yeah. Everyone that helped
and the
us
gang,
out and
Gabe
allowed us to get all the editing software and all that. So, yeah, as far as Scotha and just kind of that last part of the game, both of us screwed up that new rule, so make sure you read up on your rules. And as far as I would have liked to have pressed forward a little bit more, but I was worried about the scoring threat, so I ended up, kind of holding back a little bit as far as how I was dealing with the ball. And so, 2-2 game, 1-4 game, that's the way to go with those Falconers. You're going to be hard-pressed to do it any other way.
Yeah, so it was a really cool game to see. I loved watching Scotha kind of work. And it's just one of those things where it's a new season, man. All these guilds are going to be fun as hell to play.
Well, and it's important for people that know their guilds very well to think, oh, I already know this guild.
No, you need to get out there and play.
Yeah, you need to practice.
All right. So with that being said, man, let's roll some more dice, throw some more salt. We'll see everybody.
John's going to be throwing a lot of salt.
We'll see everybody at SteamCon.
Yes, we will.